Hello, darlings. I am Cassandra. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. So this story is going to be a little bit all over the place, but I need you to follow me. If you believe that there are no good people left in the world, this is because you have allowed someone to destroy the good in you. But first, we're going to talk about Santa Claus. And then we're going to turn this story all the way around. And you're going to have to stick with me now. So, I grew up in Detroit, walking distance from the Motown Museum off of Grand Boulevard, right? And so the houses had like a top porch. And they would have the bottom porch and the top porches. And this was maybe a few weeks before Christmas. My brother and we were on the top porch, and my next door neighbor, Linda, I'm not even in the mood to, say whatever, So we're on the top porch, and my brother and I were singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town, because my mother would play the Jackson 5's Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and then James Brown, Santa Claus Going Straight to the Ghetto, and then there was that Nat King Cole song, the Open Fire. I mean, it was just the Temptations Christmas. It was just, my parents went all out for Christmas, right? And the house smelled good. My uncles would come in town from, just a big deal. So we're on the top porch and we're singing, like we're so excited. Santa is coming, and our friend who's on the next porch over, she said she was maybe at least 6 years or so older than us. Like she was almost like a preteen, and we were probably, I want to say around 7. But anyway, she says there is no such thing as Santa Claus, and we're just like, yes, my brother, we're like, because I heard the hoofs on the rooftop, girl. Like, we're just like, no, there is a Santa Claus. Did he miss your house? Like, what did you do? Right? Like, what are you talking about? And she was like, I'm telling you, she said, there is no such thing as Santa Claus flying through the sky, blah, 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 giving you toys. Your parents are doing this. Your parents are actually pretending to be a Santa Claus. And my brother and I, we argue with her and we start crying, okay? She said, well, go and look in your parents' closet, and you're going to probably see all your Christmas toys, and you will see that there is no such thing as Santa. And we were just like, She said, go do it now. So, long story short, we go look, and we see that there are some gifts in my parents' closet. And we come back and say, well, those are just the gifts from them, because my parents would always have gifts from Santa and gifts from them. So she said, no, you're just being stupid. And she was laughing at us. And she said, oh, that's not true. And we just cried our little hearts out. Now, I was just like, no, I know that Santa exists. Even through, but let me just tell you this real quick. So, for Christmas, my parents, so my father is 28 years older than my mother, and he was alive at the same time that Harriet Tubman was alive. Yep. That's always interesting to me. But anyway, they would we would make our Santa Claus, he loved sweet potato pie. So we would make sweet potato pie with my mom and leave the coffee and sweet potato pie out for Santa. And when we would wake up in the morning, it would just be this, we would lose our minds. It was the toys, the decoration, because we would go to bed and would just be some gifts under the tree. But when we would wake up, my parents would I remember I got an organ for Christmas, and the music book was open to Silent Night, and they never just left toys in the packages. It was just this grand layout. And when we used to wake up, we used to just start weeping. We couldn't even go into the toys, or because of the scenes, like the setup. Like I remember one year I got a Barbie camper, and Barbie was, was cooking on the grill, and the toys were always in action. Batman was coming. He wasn't in the package, you know what I mean? He was doing something, it was just like, just crying. Like we would go and look in the living room, and then we would go back and jump in the bed with our parents and say, Santa Claus was here, Santa Claus was here. And we would just be crying. Like it's just, my parents, they went all out. It was with the decorations and so anyway, so for her to say there is no Santa Claus, like it was just like, what? Like, how could you even tell some kid who's singing and jumping around saying, Santa Claus is coming, that there is no Santa? So anyway, I think I think I still need therapy for this, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, with my own kids, I wanted to give them the same Christmas that I had. I wanted them to like feel the magic of Christmas, right? So my son, who thinks that I see everything from a spiritual perspective, he said, "Ma, I was just so tired of you and your spiritual perspective about everything in life." He said it was humiliating to believe in Santa Claus. He said he was probably like in the 6th or 7th grade and the only person in his class. And he said he really thought Santa Claus didn't come to your house because obviously you've done something wrong. Because that's what I used to tell my kids. Just because he doesn't come to their house doesn't mean he doesn't exist, right? So, I never let the spirit of Christmas, or at the time, St. Nicholas, die. I became obsessed because it wasn't about gifts. It was about the interaction, the cartoons, the family. Like it was just all of that, the smell of the food. So anyhow, I know you're thinking like, where is this video going? But so anyway, I believe in Santa Claus, and I was obsessed with believing in Santa Claus. I never lost my belief in Santa Claus. So sometimes I think that people think that when someone take material things away from you, that like, maybe they take your money, they take your assets, you get in a bad relationship, and this person who has brought nothing but trauma and drama, they want to take everything you got. To me, the worst thing they could take is for you to think, well, how do I say this? It is much better. I would much rather be the person I'd rather be me than the person who hurt me. I'd rather be me than the person who lied to me. I'd rather be me than the person who cheated on me. I feel like when you let somebody hurt you to the point where you don't believe in the goodness of life and the goodness of people and that Santa Claus really exists, you let them destroy you at a much deeper level than them taking something material from you. You can, honestly, you can get more money, you can get more, you can get those things. But when you lose your faith in humanity, when you lose your trust that there isn't a better relationship for you, that is the biggest win on the planet. Never, ever, ever let somebody take away what's good inside of you. Your smile, your ability to love, your ability to to attract love, to be in love, to find love. Like, to me, there is nothing in this world more powerful, in my opinion, than no matter what happens, you maintain your faith in yourself, in love, in life, in good. Okay, so back to Santa Claus. I became extremely obsessed and in love with the Bishop of Myra. And I learned about him later in life because I never stopped believing in him. And I learned that he existed. Guys, I'm bad with dates. I think it was like 253 AD. His parents, he was from Greece. His parents were very wealthy. They left him a lot of money, and he shared that money to help a lot of people. There are a lot of stories about him saving lives, bringing people back to life. Being very charitable. I mean, there's stories go on and on that at the time that he became a bishop, the Bishop of Myra, but he was a phenomenal, real person, and he was buried in. It was in Greece, but something happened. There was a flood and his body was taken, and they said that some parts of his remains are in different museums around the world, and that there is this rumor this body is in Italy now. There is a museum, what do you call it, where they bury you, that there's some type of sweet oil that some people say smell like rose oil that can cause miracles. I'm talking about now. He is a real person. And Linda, Santa Claus really does exist. Now, does he fly from rooftop to rooftop? Who knows? Okay? Maybe we can talk about that. Maybe, but he is a real person. He existed. He was at the meeting when they were discussing the powers of Jesus and God, and creating Easter. I think was it called Nicaea or this meeting in I don't know. Again, I'm bad with dates, but he is a very significant part of human history, and I'm so happy that I never let somebody take away what I thought was good, to stop my belief, because the fact that I never believed her. And that and as an adult, I just found a new way, even after having my children and moving on. Moving on in terms of my belief system, I still know that Santa is real. Santa Claus is real. So I'm making this video because I want someone very special to know that your greatest asset is your warm heart, that you're a really super good person, that you are kind, and that you deserve someone who is really, really, really gonna love you the way you deserve to be loved. Yes. And that the good thing is you don't have to worry about being the person that hurt you. To me, that would be the travesty. That would be the greatest loss. I really hope this video helps someone. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you darlings in the next video.